We are now ready to get into our next semi-final. Whilst these guys are warming up on the screen, we are going to play a video between these two guys. They have so much history between each other. If you watch our Winner Stays On streams,
this is going to be
you
fun.
will know that F-Word versus Andreas is a staple of the top four. So let's get into this video and move back on the other side when they stop messing around with Ryu and Ken.
Let's get started! Fight!
Andreas is a really talented player. I say this mainly because he plays what honestly I've come to realise is a very ordinary character in the game. I feel this character, Rufus, is not, a tournament viable character these days. People have figured the character out. His tools, once you know them, are very limited. But somehow Andreas makes it work. He really, really does. And he's a very momentum-based kind of player. If you let him get into his flow, you could be in a lot of trouble.
F-Word is my teammate and one of my original sparring partners. I used to play with him a lot throughout the years. And he's really good. And his character is the character I hate this character the most out of any character in this game. But I believe it's another momentum-based matchup. Really, honestly, it can go either way. I can really hurt him if I knock him down. He can really hurt me if I knock him. If he knocks me down, he's got unblockables on me. But I've got some really tricky stuff, some character-specific stuff that only works on Ibuki, which is really tricky.
I think Rufus Ibuki is about 5'5". Maybe edging slightly in Ibuki's favour. The only reason I'll never give it to Ibuki is because Rufus can play his game. Rufus's game is basically dive kick or throw, dive kick or throw, dive kick or throw, free jump in, dive kick or throw. And Ibuki doesn't really have a reliable answer for that. Where Sagat can do crouch and medium punch, option select throw, so can Ryu, even Dao Sim can do that. Ibuki doesn't have a single normal that offers her that opportunity because all her normals are too slow, so she'll get counter hit by the dive kick. It's a very, very tricky one to call. I think it's very important with a player like Andreas to keep him at bay.
So it's just whoever gets knocked down first. It can go either way. I can't even predict the score. I'd say the score would be close. It usually is close between us.
Our history has been so back and forth. There's been a lot of quite emotional stuff as well. We had very intense money matches. We even had a haircut match between me and him where the loser had to cut their hair. Unfortunately, I won that. This haircut was hilarious that followed, but some great memories there. He's actually a genuine friend of mine as well. So my rating of him is not biased. He is a very talented player, but I do have a soft spot for the guy because I feel his talent hasn't led to the reward that it deserves yet. And it's very difficult to get that kind of reward with the character that he plays. If I was going to predict it, I'd say just based on recent times, 5-4 to me, 5-4 F-Word. Now, the reason I say 5-4 is because every time I play Andreas, it always goes down to the final match, the final game, both players. So I don't really see that being different. Hopefully it will be different with us as well.
So, we are ready to get into it. Ibuki and Rufus. A matchup we have seen a lot.
We've seen it 100 times. We have back in the UK. It's always been up for debate as to what exactly this matchup is and who it's in favour of. If anything, I'd say it's in Ibuki's favour a little bit, just because she has a fairly good anti-air against Rufus's dive kick options, and even though he can change his jump arc and change the way he attacks Ibuki from the air, F-Word we've seen before is also really good at using her air throw or reaction to jump-ins, as well as stuff like back medium kick and all her other options, her EX dragon kick as well. Of course, is going to keep F-Word on his feet, away from pressure for a lot of the set. On the other hand, F-Word is also actually very good at chasing down Rufus's defensive options when it comes to Ibuki's Vortex once F-Word manages to get that knockdown. Also, Ibuki has a lot of good stand jab pressure. Her stand jab is really good and allows him to do stand jab, walk in stand jab, connect it into a stand medium kick into his next breaker, his next knockdown. So there are times that we might actually see F-Word completely steamroll particular matches in a similar way to the way we saw Problem take rounds in pretty incredible fashion. But having said that, we saw Andreas actually overcome that notoriously bad matchup for Rufus by beating Problem X, and let's see if he can do it again. These guys are just going to feel out the round, take it very slowly at first.
It's nice as well because I don't think I've ever seen these guys play a competitive first to 5 before. I've seen them do first to 3s in grand finals.
I once saw these guys have a what was it, like a beard match or something like that, where the loser in the first to 5 of this matchup had to like shave their hair or something like that.
Oh,
Andreas,
that's right, a
unfortunately,
hair
actually
match
blocked
at
this.
Yates's, wasn't it?
Yes, a long time ago now. But these guys have improved vastly since then, of course. And of course, there's so many different styles of mix-ups that Ibuki can try and like force on her opponent. She can use frame traps with stand jab and stuff like that. She's also got a throw or overhead sort of mix-up that she can use against Rufus. She's got so many different ways to try and prise open someone's defense. Nice
punish there.
But she's going to suffer in this kind of situation. She doesn't have the best health either. Ah, that's a mistake. And that was another mistake. A little bit of a scrap here, but that was a great cross-up dive kick to take the round there. And F-Word, after taking that long beating in the corner, is stuck with full bar here, so he's got a get out of jail free card with EX Dragon FADC just to get himself out of pressure at least one time.
Uses it. He's still got that get out of jail option as well.
And Andreas is clearly well aware of the fact that F-Word is very good at choosing the right anti-air to deal with Rufus' jumping dive kicks, so he's going to spend a lot of time far away until he makes his move. Good block there. Oh, that's tricky. That 2-hit jump in.
Oh.
Hard kick, medium kick. Target combo, but a little bit of mistake there, and F-Word takes the first match. Yeah. A few drops in that, but they'll be ironed out as the set goes on, I'm pretty sure.
So again, you saw like the limit in the options that Rufus has on Wake Up.
Oh yeah.
To deal with, and again, it's very similar to what we saw in the Problem X match, where Andreas is going to have to really make some very good reads, some great blocks as well to preserve himself on knockdown. You see him getting stunned there as well with that subpar stun that he's got. Definitely can't afford to take a lot
Stun's
of those
another big
mix-up.
issue, right? Yeah. And also, Rufus doesn't have the best dashes either. A lot of characters would take advantage of the fact that they can focus dash out of a lot of Ibuki's vortex options.
That is very true.
Cross-up kunai and stuff like that.
Yep.
Rufus really can't even get away with that either, so it's going to be really hard defensively. I guess that's why Andreas is spending a lot of time on his feet before he takes that chance to actually get aggressive and get stuck in.
Definitely. Is he able to reset himself with a light Snake Strike?
Snake Strike, he can, but I'm pretty sure F-Word, if he's ready for it, he will get a juggle. And he'll get a lot of damage off it anyway if it hits.
Okay, so let's get into the next match and see how we deal with it. F-Word's currently ahead.
There's F-Word just fishing that crouch medium punch.
He'll throw out the odds emoji just to make sure that Andreas can't walk forward. Nice anti-air with the light punch.
Tried to get away from the pressure with the focus dash that time.
And you're seeing that light punch pressure, just keeping him in the corner as well, not really able to jump out.
Oh, that hard
nice
kick
block.
beats
Oh,
the
and he
dive
goes
kick.
for another overhead.
That was a
again.
great series by F-Word that time. That was brilliant. Gets a full combo there.
Nice
Stays
block
in
as
front.
well. Damn.
Good block from Andreas. He's
seen
staying
that set.
alive, but this is really hard.
Oh, and he
And there it is.
Just threw it out, knowing Andreas has to come to him, and that is
Is
very.
that the first perfect of the day? I think it might be.
I think it might be.
Let's keep it up.
Those
That was
six
so
golden
much
medals.
pressure in the corner there. That was ridiculous.
It was like old school Street Fighter Cross Tekken. with those
F-Word's
jumps.
anti-air didn't quite work out that time, and he ate a full combo for his troubles.
Oh!
And Andreas is
interesting.
doing the exact
Oh!
same thing back to
Are
him.
we going to get one back? I think we are, yes.
Yes, there you go. That's how this matchup can go.
That's awesome
Like,
to
that
see.
can happen.
Look, they know. Look, you see how completely nonplussed both of them are. It's like they've not even started playing yet. We've got two P's on the screen. These two great friends as well. Like so many experiences that we
Good
share
block.
together in the community. There's so much history in this match, and you're going to see the full extent of this matchup played. They know each other like the back of their hand. They know all of their options. Know everything they can do.
That's a very good defensive option for F-Word actually, to use that overhead the moment he's worried about a dive kick throw break up, because it shrinks her hitbox by quite a lot. That's great reactions there with
It's
the
also
X-Ray
off
strike.
the ground on the first frame as well, right? So the worst you can get is flipped into a reset.
I don't think it's the first frame, but it is very quick, so you have to time a meeting really well to be able to deal with that move. Nice jab
Again,
there,
nice.
gets the throw.
Good block.
That was
Good
in
tech.
front that time. Doesn't time the throw correctly, Andreas. Command dash into throw. Andreas has been blocking really well here. Doesn't get the link, that would have been the match. Doesn't get the link for the ear. Oh, is that going to go over? No, it's not. Andreas just about squeezes out that first match.
Dre was very fortunate there because that was a big drop in the corner. It could have really meant a lot.
That was 2 drops, could have changed a lot there. No, for sure, it could have. But he played well enough to win the match in the first place.
Okay, so let's get into the next game. Both of these guys seem to be well versed in what they're doing already. I'm just sitting back and enjoying this, man.
It's only 1-1. There's a lot more to go.
Oh, nice block. F-Word obviously has those kunai setups unlocked, but he's got those ambiguous jump-in setups, which are so difficult to deal with.
Those are the really tricky ones. The jump light kick on the top of the head.
Especially on Rufus's weird beach ball hitbox as well.
Yeah. Andreas really just has to take it. But the thing is, he's had to deal with that.
He's getting some good space between him by pushing F-Word back as well out of the corner. Like, he's not just sitting in the corner and getting bullied. Which is what you saw in the first match with that light punch pressure from Ibuki.
Oh yeah, that one time we saw F-Word just steamroll in the corner. Took a perfect with that. There are going to be times when Andreas is going to find himself in the corner. Both players, in fact. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that pressure from being stuck in the corner.
And
that's another round to Andreas. Nice thing there.
Why would you have a sweep that you can combo into a chain into a target combo? Like, why?
I think that's back from the 3S.
Yeah, but you know, in 3S Dudley had like a 0 on block backswing blow.
True, I think that thing's only -3.
And his crouching hard kick was 0 on block as well.
It was +1.
I swear down. So if we're talking about 3S, can I have that, please? Combo
nice
fin
focus
pledge.
dash forward there. That's going to go over. Good punish.
See, F-Word knows and he's ready for when it is. He can see it. He's played this matchup so many times that he's ready to take advantage of it. He knows when it's going to go over.
That was good.
Oh, nice.
So once again, this is a first of 5 single elimination tournament. This is the second semi-final of 2 that we're seeing here. We've got Western Wolves Andreas versus Western Wolves F-Word.
We are going to have a 3rd and 4th place playoff. So you will see Taha again. You will see the loser of this match again on screen.
Oh, great dive kick there. That was really tricky. Andreas didn't go for the full combo there. He went for a sweep instead.
That one not going over.
Andreas has burnt all his bar.
Oh!
He can take this, but if F-Word gets one knockdown, it could be a lot of trouble. Gets the link. That's 2-1 Andreas. Gets 2 matches in a row.
Andreas looking really strong today, man. Like he must be so, you know, buoyed by the momentum of bringing that back against Problem X, who was really sort of like a bogeyman for him.
Oh yeah,
in tournaments,
that's
man.
Problem X is definitely his hardest opponent in the UK. Hardest opponent possibly in Europe, I'd argue.
Definitely. I mean, we've
he's been
seen
his demon
Andreas
for
play
so long, and to beat him in a first of 5 set would take so much work on Andreas' part. So he's playing great today for sure.
Definitely. Let's get into it and carry on. I'm sure F-Word's going to be changing up his tactics a little bit. He seems to not be able to control Rufus, keep Rufus on the ground. You're saying that Ibuki definitely has a problem in terms of anti-airing.
She does, definitely, yeah.
And
she will have a lot of trouble when she's stuck in the corner here.
Damn, man.
Andreas with another clean round.
Right now.
Not sure what that was.
Wow.
Huh, that was interesting.
That was very interesting.
You don't always see that move just pass through.
And auto-correct.
As well, yeah.
I think he did that just to get the reset, to be honest. Like I said, the light one gets the reset off the kunai.
It's not a bad idea to just do that, just to try and ease the pressure a little bit every now and again, but it actually hit, which is pretty impressive. F-Word so far has been getting a lot of mileage out of that stand jab, but Andreas has still been finding
Andreas is changing the
height
height of his dive kicks, though, to really sort of try and mitigate the effectiveness of that standing light kick. He's going for
it's very important
to
to
higher
mix it up like
dive
that as
kicks.
well.
There you go, that's guaranteed.
Great block of the dragon. F-Word hadn't done that in a long time, and Andreas still read it out. This is really bad for F-Word here.
Oh, nice. Straight
he goes
into the
low
empty
this
jump
time.
low.
That was a good flurry of options for Andreas, and he makes it 3-1.
Andreas really riding a wave of momentum right now.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
F-Word took the first game, but Dre is... F-Word took the second game, but Dre really seems to be back in his groove again right now. I just want to see this game carry on, man. So let's just continue.
Are you ready?
I'm getting flashbacks as well. I feel all nostalgic.
Good option select there. Baits out the stand throw. Andreas is doing everything right now. Everything right.
And Ibuki's got no meter as
The
well.
moment
So
his pressure ends, he just backs off a little bit because he knows Ibuki's still stuck in the corner. So he can just take his time opening her up again. F1 really has to get some aggression going. He's spending a little bit too long on the back foot here. But having said that, Andreas's defense, blocking those the ambiguous cross-ups, ambiguous kunais like that, has been so good so far as well. If he wasn't so good defensively, this could have easily been in F1's favour.
I mean, he's not really got a lot of mileage out of these knockdowns at all, has he, F1?
He hasn't. No, it was really surprising.
I mean, you're so used to, oh, here we go, here's another knockdown, here we go, here becomes the vortex, and that is what we saw against this Sam when we played him earlier. But you know, against someone like Dre, who's played him so much, he knows his options.
Good anti-air. F-word ate a jump fist to the face there. Good jab again.
Pressure from F-word now. Well baited from F-word.
Just gets the punish. That's actually a one-frame link. That close jab into stand jab, far jab. F-word's jabbing away a lot here, but he's not actually scoring that much damage considering how many buttons he's actually pressing in.
That was a really good time to... oh, is that going to work?
That's just not going to work.
That was a really good time that Dre chose to Messiah kick there, because it was just before he got the 3 bars. And you would normally be thinking...
yes, of course, but he knows he's going to gain the 3 bars,
Exactly. So it was a really good choice of time to throw it out. Oh, the juggle!
Just about clips Ibuki there.
Oh, and again! That illicit tech.
F-word just chips that out.
That was almost
He's going to be very
magnificent
happy to get that round.
comeback. Yeah, definitely. And look, you can see there, just want to get straight into it again.
F-word, if anything, perhaps he's actually respecting the idea of Andreas doing an EX Messiah kick a little too much, which is why you just see him do a lot of jabs and then just pause, and that gives Andreas the chance to get out of the pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than F-word trying to gain a little bit more ground and go for the throw, go for the overhead, stuff like that.
We're not really seeing F-word. Oh, big punish. Not really seeing F-word get the most.
Crouch
wow,
light kick just beats the dive kick. It's not going to happen every time. That's big damage. Andreas is looking to make it 4-1 here. Crouch fist. F-word is really on the back foot right now. He really is.
Can't really afford to take.
And doesn't get the link, but Andreas makes it 4-1. Really convincing. A complete turnaround to what we saw against Problem X.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking really confident.
Crazy. F-word really needs to switch something up right now.
He's
he needs
really
to
imposing himself.
Yeah. F-word, he hasn't been playing too badly, it's just aggressively, he hasn't been capitalizing on the knockdowns and the fact that he's landed, for example, a far jab against Rufus, and he's got the frame advantage, but he's not really using that well enough to score opportunities, to land a throw, stuff like that. Andreas is using EX Messiah kick exactly the right time.
And it's not really scaring Andreas on knockdown either. Dre seems really comfortable blocking the kunai. I'm not really seeing...
That's what experience can do for you. One of the few instances where you see like someone just take so many mix-ups, but you've seen Andreas get hit by this stuff so many times in the past.
Yeah, over
he's
the
gotten
last
so
2-3
damn used
years.
to it now.
And that's one of the things that'd be nice to point out, you know, when they consider balancing this sort of stuff. It is good to, you know, tone down some of these vortex mix-ups that are in the game, because such things as unblockables are ridiculous and shouldn't be there. Yeah. But watching, you know, someone like Dre playing with a chunky character like Rufus, who's got a big fat hitbox, and he's blocking up pretty much all of these mix-ups, it shows you that if you want to put the time and effort and the experience into it, you know...
That's what really solid defense can do for you, and it's paid off fantastically there.
Exactly, so let's see whether F-word can bring it back. I really want to see F-word take more advantage of these knockdowns. I want to see him make Dre scared to get knocked down. Again,
F-word
another
is going right in this time. More command dashes, more cancels, just to keep close. Just trying to ambush Andreas here. Using that backdash against the pressure of the dive kick, very nice.
Wow, wake up. That was like medium, I think.
F-word is really trying to just steamroll this particular match, make it 4-2.
There we go. That one
Stays
was in front.
Andreas doesn't get that block. And that was a really
impressive round. Really imposed himself there. It was all pressure from Femi, and he managed to capitalize as well.
But now there's gonna come a point where Andreas just switches up his defense a bit. And if Andreas gets a lot of momentum going himself, as we've seen, he could take it, make it 5-1 just like that. Good block.
That's over, and he gets the full punish.
Ooh, I didn't see that at all. Oh my god.
This is the sort of stuff that we want to see F-Word pulling out.
Fantastic.
These ridiculous
He's not
setups.
kill. He's going to get the knockdown, some kind of setup.
Oh, the back throw.
throw.
Clever, very clever.
That was really quick.
And that's the sort of stuff that I want to see from F-Word. I want to see a lot more of those.
Both of those rounds were like less than 30 seconds long.
Exactly.
And it was just raw, like cancels into command dash, just doing exactly the sort of thing that he wasn't doing in the previous rounds. And Andreas, that time, he just wasn't ready for it at all.
So let's just see if we can see more of that from Femi, if he can pull it back. It's 4-2 still, I believe.
Yes, it is 4-2, so Andreas has a distinct advantage here still.
Definitely.
F-Word, I'm not sure if he'll be able to keep up that level of aggression throughout the remainder of these matches. If you can win like another 3 matches with that sort of pressure, eventually Andreas is going to clock on, he's going to understand exactly how to defend against it, how to capitalize on it.
But it's nice to see F-Word changing up his pressure as well. I mean, that command dash pressure isn't safe. A lot of the time it's not even on frame advantage, I don't think. I think it's on minus.
No, but you do have to be ready for it to
exactly.
be able to punish it,
So it's not something that's really sustainable. You know, you can't, like you said, you wouldn't be able to take 3 games straight with that unsafe sort of pressure, especially against someone like Andreas who knows the matchup so well. So it'd be nice to see what other tricks, Femi. We saw that ridiculous command dash setup that sort of literally teleported through his body.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone in the room saw where that was. So we're back into it now. And Dre looks pretty comfortable right now.
Andreas is taking this round really comfortably. He could make it set point right here.
And there we go. Again, that command. Oh, and he gets it.
Great setup with the kunai. Tried to go for the stand jab, it didn't pay off. Andreas out of there with the Messiah
That
kick.
is a very tough link. Very tough link. The Sumuji loops.
F-Word really wants a clean knockdown now. He really does.
Oh, nice block by Dre. Oh! And he missed the link, and that is going to cost him a lot.
That could be it. There is. F-Word's going to be annoyed about that. I think his mistake was, it would have connected into a combo off that overhead if he went for a standing jab instead, maybe. But I was quite surprised that jab whiffed completely. F-Word did do everything right except for that little move there. Good use of the slide.
Oh,
it's
nice
not
punish as well.
that slide a lot in this matchup.
Oh, that was a good block. That was a very good block. And the
Another
conversion.
knockdown. Another block.
Oh, nice.
Great punish. Great punish.
Yes, he's
sweep
ready.
against the focus.
And F-Word looks to be flowing right now. Where's the stun? The stun should be here on the next hit.
A jump hard kick. I haven't seen that before. What was that?
Not very nice at all.
Huh? That was brutal.
And as I said, we're seeing all of the setups coming out now in this set. You thought it was just brainless kunai vortexes. This is what we bring you with the first to 5 format. You're going to really have to dig deep.
Edward's staying on his feet. He's got a lot of bar to work with here.
Oh,
Gets swept again.
Oh, not able to punish.
Doesn't get punished. Andreas just swept at the wrong time.
Oh, lands into that standing hard punch. Great block.
Interesting choice there to deal with the follow-up.
Oh, again. She didn't get the close.
Kick.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't get the juggle.
He's going for the dragon. I think he thought he was going to go under that time.
That was a very good throw.
But does not want to bring out the dragon here.
Oh!
That could be it. I think that will.
Is that going to do the job? I think it is.
Andreas takes
Dre
it.
progresses into the grand final to face Ryan Hart. So let us talk to Andreas, please. Dre.
Chat with Andreas. Interesting to see how he feels about that matchup. He played it so much. What was that? 5-2? What was that? I think that was 5-2. Andreas, and that could have been a lot closer because your matches against F-Word are usually really, really close.
It was pretty sloppy. Like we both haven't really been playing that
especially
much.
in that last match. F-Word could have taken that match right there and there, but he just messed up a few too many things, I think. Which was a bit of a shame, but defensively, your options against Ibuki were fantastic. I think that was exactly the sort of thing that allowed you to clutch out that set so convincingly. I think. Is that just because you got hit by that kind of stuff so many times?
Well, I just kind of worked on my defense for that matchup because that was like that's Rufus' biggest weakness in that matchup, the knockdown.
Oh yeah.
To be honest though, I do feel like F-Word wasn't abusing unblockables as much as he used to. Maybe it's because of Rust or he's forgotten. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do have a hard time blocking against that character.
Yeah. I saw like after you took a really solid lead, it was like 4-1 at one point. Yeah, when it got to 4-1, F-Word decided, right, now's the time that I'm really just going to switch things up and I'm just going to get really aggressive and spend way too much time on the defense. You've shown him like all the correct setups of like throws in the corner, back throws in the corner, that neutral jump dive kick that just crossed up to the last second.
That's actually unblockable.
Is it?
Yeah, like
oh
after forward throw on, I think Seth and Ibuki, after forward throw or ultra, dash in, withstand light kick, neutral jump dive kick is unblockable.
Jesus.
Yeah. So like the only thing,
wouldn't know it looking at it. That's the thing.
He didn't know.
Yeah.
The only thing they can do is like focus dash forward, but like you can be ready for that, you know. Like
it definitely doesn't look like you're even going for a cross up, let alone unblockable from that kind of situation.
It's tricky. It's very tricky. Because I can get a safe jump dive, hard kick as well, so it's tricky.
Oh right.
I think that's like the matchup really. I think once I got her in the corner, it becomes awful, like really bad for Ibuki. But like mid screen, I'd say it's like 5-5 mid screen, maybe slightly Ibuki's favor.
I thought there was a point to which like F-Word was actually doing like really good at keeping away like all your dive kick attempts.
Yeah,
and
well,
close
like
the gap.
the way he usually controls the ground is really good. Like I could, basically I wanted to make sure that I didn't like go in unnecessarily because once he starts going for those air grabs into like the setup, that's when it becomes a problem. And then he can really control the pace of like dashes in, sweeps, overheads. So I sort of had to be like a bit cautious with when I jumped in with the dive kick.
And
also
like
sweep as well. Like
Oh,
can't be throwing out sweeps so much against the
You didn't see much of that,
because of the rim.
But he had like 2 botched attempts where he just like clipped the dive kick and you got the sweep once you got reset out of the air, stuff like that. And also I think he respected your EX Psychic maybe a little too much because we saw him do like a loads of like jab, pressure, walk-in jabs. And he'd like back off and he wouldn't do anything. He had the frame advantage, but he didn't make the most of it.
I don't think he was worried about Messiah as much. I think he was sort of trying to stagger his strings to frame trap me because he could see that I was going for down medium punch to anti-air his overhead, which is the only option, or stand light punch. So I was basically I knew that after I'd done it a couple times, he was going to have to start frame trapping that, right? Yeah. Because you can get so much reward off a counter hit. Yeah. So much. You can win the round from it, you know?
Yeah, but we didn't see him like steamroll those matches. Maybe would have seen like another time. I guess that's what
like I said, he's very rusty. Like he could have gone either way, really. If he didn't, I mean, there's times where I was mashing through his strings, through his combos, and I was landing an EX Messiah, which got me a knockdown.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was a bit of a shame to see that kind of stuff. But it was really interesting to see you defend. I've never seen you defend against those kind of mix-ups as well as you did, except for that one crazy like setup with the jump hard kick.
Was it hard kick or medium kick? That was
I've never seen that before. What the hell? But regardless, that was great play by you, and we're going to see you in the grand final against Ryan in another 1st to 5. So good luck.
Oh, thanks so much.
Oh, we're going to get Femi on also for another chat just before he faces Taha in the 3rd place playoff. Now, F-Word, points in that match, that was definitely really frustrating for you. There's so many like tiny drop combos, like little things here and there. Like
yeah, I've been worried all day. I thought that might happen. Andreas is well practiced as well. He's played on PC a lot, so he's not really.
Of course, yeah.
He's not really. He seems like the same, you know.
He seemed on point, yeah.
Although I'd say Problem X and Ryan are probably the most like consistent at the moment. They just don't seem like they've stopped playing at all. But Andreas, in terms of like up to practice, like we haven't played the game for so long, but he's been playing online on PC, which I think helps because the connection tends to be really good.
Yeah, apparently it's really good. But you, on the other hand, there were like little links here and there which you managed to like blast through random EX Messiahs when you should have been landing combos. Any other day you would have been landing those combos.
I forgot setups as well. I forgot some really. I mean, that matchup's really interesting, and I got it down as 5-5 for a long time now because. You know, but then sometimes you feel like it's not 5-5. I know I play a really strong character, but sometimes you make one mistake against that character, and I've got to hit him a few times, but he just hits me like that last round. I should have killed him. I can't remember what I dropped.
You stayed in the left corner for like so much time, and when it happened, like his setups were ridiculous.
Yeah, it's an unblockable dive kick actually.
That neutral jump thing.
Yeah,
he just told me. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And his defense against you, because he's got hit by your stuff so many times. Maybe he's more familiar with your setups than any player that.
Well, do you know what he did really well today? That usually kills him against me. He wasn't going for the free jumping. You know, Rufus does the jump and he does a delayed dive kick. It beats EX up kick. It beats back medium
Your stand
punch.
jab.
Stand jab. You can react and stand jab, but it's kind of like difficult to time. The best answer for it is jump air throw, and I've killed him so many times when he's been rinsing free jumping because she gets a really nice setup of jump air throw on Rufus.
Okay.
I did not get a chance to land a single.
You didn't get one
in the whole set.
Yeah.
He did, but he didn't even try to do the free jumping, which I think threw me off my game because I was thinking, okay, focus, don't try an anti-air normally.
Oh,
if he jumps,
yeah.
jump air throw, and he just didn't. And then like it takes you a bit off your ground game concentration, and he utilized it really well. I think that was a really massive improvement from him in terms of how he usually gets in on Ibuki. He usually does the free jumping, but he didn't even do it once in like 7 games.
I guess that's one of the things he has to use because he was saying himself he can't really abuse the sweep. Rufus does have a pretty good sweep, even though it's slow startup, but he was so reluctant to use it in that set because of course your crouch medium punch, and unfortunately because of that you didn't seem to get too many knockdowns off a crouch medium punch buffer.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's not unfortunate. That's good play from him to stay out of that range. So that did affect my game a lot. I think when I had him down, I could have made it count more, but there were times when it did count.
Yeah. When it was 4-1, it was obvious to like everyone that you just like switched it up and you were getting really aggressive. You did start throwing a lot more. Then you tried to mix it up with overheads. When you brought it to 4-2, that match was so convincing. But afterwards, there were just a few misses. You got an overhead, missed the jab afterwards, stuff like that. It didn't quite work out. But we're going to see you play against Taha to take 3rd place. So how do you think that's going to go for you?
I've got to be honest with you. I'm not. It's a very similar matchup in a sense that, like, Ibuki will hit you a lot more than you'll hit her. Like, I think she's more agile and better on the ground than Rufus. Maybe not better on the ground than Abel because he's standing like it really nullifies her.
He's got some good pokes, yeah.
Particularly against Ibuki, she's very. You'll see when I play Taha. Any Abel who knows well enough, she's not really got much ground tools for Abel standing light kick and meaty well kick. It's completely free. But I can hit him a lot more than he can hit me. But if I drop any of those combos, it's so hard to put your head back up afterwards because you got to hit these characters so many times.
I guess the key is just to not be too hard on yourself. Knowing you got a really long set, you can and maybe you will make a few mistakes, but you have a long set to capitalize on, like the times that you do get those right reads and you get all the combos down and everything goes your way. So we'll see what happens right now.
I think if I get my combos down, it will be close. If I don't, then I think fair to say that's pretty much over.
Best of luck, man.
All right, man.
Good
Cheers.
stuff.